Hi, this is Kate McMahon, and thanks for joining me today. I'm really excited to introduce you to our guests, and they are familiar faces because they are here to talk to us about the virtual Optimism Walk for Parkinson's. And last year they were here with us, and they had a very successful walk. And so we want to talk to them about what's planned for this fall on September 12th. First, we have Kristen Stapleton, and she's the president of the Massachusetts Association. Thanks for being here, Kristen.
Thank you very much, Kate. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. And then we have Cindy Parker Marney, and she's the director of admissions at the Pavilion in Hyannis. Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Kate, Kristen. Good morning, everyone.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Now, we're talking about a virtual walk this year. Last year, we all were at Barnstable High School. So let's talk a little bit about why we're going virtual this year.
Well, sure. And in this age of COVID-19 and working from home and Zoom meetings and all of that, we had a big discussion over whether or not we were going to cancel our walk events or if we were going to go ahead and deliver them virtually. And, we decided virtual was the way to go because this is one of our largest fundraisers. Actually, it is the largest fundraiser. And more importantly, we wanted to make sure that we connected with the Parkinson's community, patients, family members, to let them know that, in these times, we are, as an organization, are still there for them, not only delivering the walk virtually this year, but programs and services virtually so that they can stay connected and they can, keep up with their exercise and attend webinars and stay educated on advancements in research and therapies. So
wonderful.
Virtual was the no-brainer decision for us.
That's great. And you have a partnership with the Pavilion in Hyannis, and I am sure that having that partnership has really made the event successful in the past. Cindy, do you mind telling us a little bit about how this partnership was formed?
Sure, Kate. Quite honestly, we see several patients with Parkinson's disease here at the Pavilion. And one patient in particular, his wife is the president of one of the local support chapters. And so Jean and I got talking one day, and she said, geez, I wish I could do more about with her husband's, health failing. She said, I just can't really do as much as I used to be able to do for my support group. And I said, well, what about if we tried to help raise some money for the local support groups? So that's how it really began. We reached out to the Boston chapter, and they put us in touch with Kristen, who is the president of our local chapter. And Kristen was amazing, and she's full of energy, as you can tell, and was very supportive on the idea. And we just kind of ran with it last year. We had a lot of people that jumped in and helped us. Our local high school was very supportive of us, and it worked out tremendous. So we decided again that we would do it this year. So, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kristen, but I think that the money that we raised here stays with our local support groups. Is that correct?
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. I was going to say that Massachusetts has our Boston chapter, and we cover, everything out to the Berkshires. But the Cape is very unique. All of you on the Cape know how unique you are, and you are a tight community, and you are family. My family's from Cape Cod. I have property here on the Cape. It's near and dear to my heart. And we formed an alliance with the Parkinson Support Network. Gosh, it must be about 5 years ago now. So they are officially a branch of the Massachusetts chapter, but all of the funds that are raised during the Cape Cod Optimism Walk stay for programs and services delivered here on Cape Cod. Everything from support group support to choral programs to fitness programs, yoga, educational series, support groups for caregivers. So yeah, everything stays here on the Cape, which is wonderful. And last year, with all of your help, we were able to exceed our goal. So I'm really excited about this year.
Kudos. That's awesome. So I did miss early on. Now, Kristen, you had mentioned to me before when we were chatting how frequently folks are diagnosed with Parkinson's. You want to share any more about that? How often that occurs?
Yeah, and I did this as my own fundraiser for raising funds for the walk. Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's. You know, that's amazing. And I often challenge, friends and family or anybody that I'm talking to, do you know someone with Parkinson's? Or ask someone, do you know someone with Parkinson's? And you'd be surprised. You'd be hard pressed to probably find someone that didn't know anyone with Parkinson's. The diagnosis is becoming better. There's no blood test to diagnose Parkinson's, so it is diagnosed in the clinic, usually through your neurologist or a movement disorder specialist. But it's staggering the number of people. But the good side is we are raising funds. Research is moving forward. Therapies are advancing. The drugs are getting more helpful to helping people manage a successful life living with Parkinson's, right? Because that's one of the reasons I love the American Parkinson Disease Association is, yes, we're funding research, but we want you to live with Parkinson's, live well with Parkinson's. So I love the fact that we're in the community and we're talking to people and we're delivering those much needed services and programs.
I love that. It sounds very supportive, not only to the individual patient, but also to family and friends and caregivers.
Yeah, well, this is a disease that affects the family. One of the things that the chapter does too is we have a scholarship program that we ask high school seniors to send us essays on how Parkinson's has affected them. And they're really heart-wrenching stories because it does affect the family significantly. So again, we're happy that we can deliver services that support the family as a whole to get through this. Here in Boston, we have 2 advanced centers for research, so 2 in the small state of Massachusetts, which is amazing. And we also have the Neuro Rehab Center at BU, which is amazing and serves the entire country, and they actually field calls throughout the world. And then, in my opinion, we have the best information and referral center across the country, manned by Kathy Thomas, who, if you have Parkinson's in Massachusetts, you know who Kathy Thomas is. She's the coordinator at the INR Center, and if you have any question related to Parkinson's, she's the woman you want to talk to.
That's awesome. So at the state level, folks have a ton of support. And then Cindy, you mentioned a couple minutes ago that there's support groups for families here on the Cape.
Yes, there are several. I think there's close to 9, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kristen, but there are several support groups here on the Cape, and they service different areas of the Cape, and each support group has its own president. I've reached out with many of them via emails and have stayed in touch with many of them via email, and they meet on a regular basis. However, now with COVID, they're not meeting, obviously, because, of safety reasons. But yes, there are several support groups here on the Cape.
Yeah, we're even on Nantucket.
Oh, that's great.
Yay.
That's awesome.
That's a new one, I think,
So
right?
the whole
Is that new?
Cape. No, we've been there for a while.
Not new? Oh, okay, sorry.
So, can we go into a little bit more about the details on how the virtual walk actually works?
Yeah, so we've been through the learning curve. We held the Greater Boston Walk back on May 31st, and it exceeded every expectation that we had. And what we've done, and the formula that we're using is we'll have a Zoom registration where you can register to be on the Zoom call, but we'll also stream it live on Facebook. And the way that it works is registration in person typically started at 11, so our Zoom will start at 11, and we'll have top fundraising families give us a little history on how they got involved. We'll have some words from some doctors. We'll have words from some of our sponsors. It's very community minded, and there's room for everybody. So we want everybody to register for that Zoom, but if you're not comfortable with that, you can go over to our Facebook page and we'll stream live to Facebook. And we'll run that for about an hour. We won't take up too much of your time, and then we'll welcome you off to do your neighborhood walk or your walk around your yard, if that's what you can do, and really whatever you can do. Typically, at the in-person event, it was anywhere between 1 and 3 miles. So it's really do whatever you can do. There'll be some advice from some physical therapists if you can't walk, maybe you can sit in your chair and march in place. So there's something for everyone. And the nice part about going virtual is you can get Uncle John and Aunt Sally, who live on the West Coast, to participate with you, right? Because we're all doing it virtually, so it doesn't matter where you are. So it's really neat to see people from all around the country and their families coming together to support in a way that they couldn't in an in-person event. So it's so exciting.
That's great. So you are setting goals. Are you reaching out to individuals at this point in time? Or how do you want anybody that's interested in getting involved reaching out to you?
Absolutely. We are live now. We've started to reach out to our sponsors with what we're doing. But if you go to our website, APDAMA.org, there's links for how you can register. If you even need support or you need help, there's the phone number to the Information and Referral Center. If you're, struggling and you're isolated and you need to reach out and you're whatever you need, we're here. We're there for you. So it's APDAMA.org. Links to the walk, and and no amount is too small. Right? We don't require a fundraising minimum, if you will, to join. We just want the participants. It's about community. So register for the walk. If you can't contribute anything or you're uncomfortable asking people for money, that's okay. Still register for the walk, still get involved, still come out that day and make a difference.
That's great. Now, Cindy, are you willing to share how you've hit your fundraising goal already and how you did that?
Well, I can't share the step-by-step because I'm not that great at it, but and everyone that knows me knows I'm not a tech-savvy person. So this is good news for people out there that are watching that are in the same situation that I am. If you're not tech-savvy, you can do this so easily. I went on to the Mass APDA.org website. It has a calendar of events. It shows you lots of different things that are going on. So if you have time to really stay on that site for a while, you can learn a lot of information from that site. It is amazing. But it does show you upcoming activities. So I went to the calendar and I went to the walk set for September 12th. I signed up for the walk, and it helped me link to my Facebook page. I put it out there on my Facebook page, and I have met my goal already in 2 days via friends on Facebook, which is amazing. So I know, Kristen, you're going to want me to up my goal a little bit more, but I did start the team. I did start the team for the pavilion, and I have a few people that have signed up as well. So we'll be definitely raising more than what our goal was this year. And again, it's so simple. Very easy to do. If I can do it, anybody out there can do it. And this is for a great cause. So I encourage you all, anybody that's watching this program, please go on to the website and at least take some time to read some of the information that's on there, and please sign up to help with the virtual walk this year, because it is going to be different and it's out of our element for a lot of us, but it's a new norm and we're embracing it, and we're going to raise money for our local support groups again this year. Thank you, Kristen, for helping us do that.
All right, and I'm very competitive, so I'm just going to throw it out there. There are several other states that decided, since we were doing our virtual walk on the 12th, that they were going to do it the same day. So I would love to beat them in participants, right? Our little villages of Cape Cod.
Friendly competition.
Let's show them how it's done. So sign up, register to walk. If you raise funds, all the better, because it's more important now than ever, right, for us to raise funds. It takes a lot of work to deliver programs virtually, and we are committed to doing it. So, it's always been important to raise funds, but today it's equally, if not more important, that we raise those funds. And again, if money is an issue, as it is for a lot of people these days, it's okay. It's more about the participation and getting involved. So please do that. Please get involved. APDAMA.org. And Cindy, yes, raise your fundraising.
I knew you'd say that, so I figured I'd throw it out there for you. And also, too, in times like as we've all been experiencing through these past several months, the isolation feeling that we're having, the people that are home and that are stuck home and that aren't able to get out, I think this would be a good uplifting experience for a lot of people, and to bring a smile to their face, because it really is an amazing event and it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it would be really good for a lot of folks that haven't had something to look forward to this event coming up, because it's
Great point.
amazing.
Yeah, great point.
I love your comment about community. And I think people who are isolated right now, they need that every way that they can get it. That's a good
Absolutely.
point.
Right.
And it sounds like it's a ton of fun. Boston was successful, and talk about being competitive. I think Cape Cod will be more successful than Boston.
I only hope so.
Well,
I like the way you think, Kate.
with you two leading the charge, it's pretty much a done deal.
There you go.
Well,
there you go.
with your help as well, too, Kate. Thank you so much for having us on the
know.
program and helping us get the word out that we're doing it again, even though it's not the same as last year. It's going to be amazing.
It sure is.
It is.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate your time. And I'm going to tune in on September 12th.
Yay.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. Have a nice day, everyone.
Bye-bye.